All right, what is going on, guys? UFC Fight Night, Usman versus Buckley has just ended. And this is going to be my full card mostly a full card post-fight reactions. I did not watch this fight. I'm not going to go back and watch this fight. From all I can see, complete domination from Jamie Lynn Horth. Demopolis had nothing to offer. Moving on to the first fight I watched, which is Phil Rowe versus Ange Losa. Losa was up 2-0. And then in the third round, Rowe was able to push and push and push and pressure and finish Losa and made him quit. I could tell by the pace that Phil was pushing in that last round and the body language on Ange Losa that he was going to quit. It was written on the wall, easy to tell. Good for Phil Rowe for coming back. Was getting out grappled mostly by Losa. I think maybe he was a little bit tired in that third round, and Rowe wasn't, and that's probably what made the difference in how he was able to push to get the finish. Not much to say, honestly. There's really not much to say. Moving up the card, this was fight. There was a lot of fights on this card that were not that good. Like, usually Ricky Simone's in very fun, exciting fights. This fight wasn't that good. But Ricky Simone versus Cameron Smotherman. Ricky Simone gets it done via, I think it was a unanimous decision. I scored all 3 rounds for Ricky Simone. Was able to use the grappling, out-grapple Smotherman. And then, I think the third round, Smotherman was his best round, but I still scored that round for Ricky Simone. What did he get, 3 for 10 on his takedowns? There was a lot of stalling up against the fence in this fight. Especially the first 2 rounds, and that was kind of boring. Kind of put a damper on the fight, I'm not gonna lie, but there's a few fights like that on this card where it's just kind of slow, kind of boring, and the crowd definitely let them know when the shit was boring because they booed during this fight. Well, in the next fight we'll get to, I'll bring that up as well. But I think Simone looked good in this fight. Definitely looked good in the grappling. Smotherman really needs to work, just like Buckley. Smotherman really needs to work on his takedown defense and get-ups from bottom position. Although he had more, he was better at defense than Buckley was. Moving up the card, I did shit for picks on this card. We have Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa. Ochoa gets the second round KO over Durden. I'm pretty sure Durden landed more than 12 strikes total. But first round, Durden was getting walked down. Completely walked down by Ochoa. And then somewhat towards the end of the round, they're kind of going on a crazy, wild, swinging back and forth. Durden clips Ochoa, stuns him, gets him taken down. I think he ended up on top. Ochoa might have worked back up to his feet towards just a little bit time left in the round. But still, Durden, although he made it more competitive towards the end, I think Ochoa definitely did enough to get the first round. And you could kind of see that Durden was defeated. There was a clear, even though Durden stunned him, it was like the perfect situation to stun him. Ochoa had no respect for Durden's power. That's part of the reason he got clipped. And he was just walking Durden down. Just did not care. And I thought that's what Durden was going to do to Ochoa. Other way around. Comes out in the beginning of the second round, puts him out. I think he was out cold. His eyes, I think, were rolling back his head, if I remember correctly, them showing that on the replay. But yeah, good win from Jose Ochoa, and it's a fun and exciting fight. Can't wait to see him in the next one. Moving up the card, I feel bad for Chris Montino. We have Malcolm Wellmaker versus Chris Montino. They brought Chris Montino back to get destroyed by Malcolm Wellmaker. I feel bad for Montino. They better give him at least 2 more fights. Whether he wins or loses the next fight in the UFC, he needs to take some time off. He got knocked out cold, face down, ass up in the canvas. They need, I would say, minimum 5 months. He needs to be out before he fights again. 5 to 6 months. I would say 3 months off, nothing, and then maybe give him a 3-month camp. Give him someone that he can actually have a chance against. I feel bad for this guy. They brought him in, Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley beat the dog shit out of him. Got, I think it was a 4 or 5 fight win streak outside of the UFC. came back. Well, he lost after Sean O'Malley as well. Then takes this fight on, I think, 9 days notice and gets knocked out. Feel bad for the guy for stepping up. Hopefully the UFC does take care of him for stepping up on short notice against an up-and-coming contender and Malcolm Wellmaker. Now, he only has 2 UFC wins, but they're against, I would say, decent level opposition. So I can't wait to see Malcolm Wellmaker back in there again. Hopefully we see him in here at least once or twice this year, especially if he keeps getting knockouts like that. He did no damage in this fight. So he could get right back in there, and we could see him in 2 or 3 more months. Would love to. Moving up the card. Dog shit fight. Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. This fight was bad. This fight was awful. Michael Chiesa has no head movement. They would get into these exchanges where if you had somebody that wasn't Court McGee, they could have knocked Michael Chiesa out. Like, Michael Chiesa's trying to dodge Court McGee's strikes was keep his head in the same position, but just do this, and he just have a shoulder up like that, and then lean back. That was all he would do for head movement. So I don't know, how he's training head movement, but that was not it. To be fair, he got the win. Okay, good for him. He beat old man Court McGee. I seeing the writing on the wall here. So Chiesa is now on a 3-fight winning streak against Tony Ferguson, who's old and washed up. Is it Trevin? I want to say Trevin Giles, but that could be wrong. I can see he won via rear naked choke. I can't remember. The guy's not good. And then Court McGee. In his next fight, I can see them giving him some like up and coming contender at welterweight. I'm gonna make a matchup for him, so we'll see what I can come up with. But yeah, he did not look good in this fight. Court McGee did not look good in this fight. Bad fight. Was not exciting. Moving up the card, we have Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. This fight ended in controversy. I might even make a dedicated video breaking this down frame by frame. Watching the fight live, I scored the first round. It was just about over. I scoring the first round. I had Paul Craig winning the round. Bellato, and the commentary team was kind of caught. Man, I can't talk right now. It's 2 in the morning. The commentary team was kind of talking about it, where they had talked to Bellato in the fighter meeting, how he wanted to take his time, not do too much in the first round, and then the second and third round pick it up. And that's kind of seemed like what he was doing. Paul Craig was landing good body kicks, landing good shots to the head on Bellato as well. And Bellato would kind of go rush in, and Craig was getting some counters. He was landing good shots in that first round. Then Bellato gets him down. I can't remember how they got down. I don't exactly remember how they got down, but they get down, and Bellato is in Craig's guard. Craig does an illegal up kick that, when I'm watching this live, 100% I thought it hit him. He falls back, was like, what the hell, ref? And then falls back like he got knocked out. You could say delayed reaction in the knockout. We've seen it like Shane Burgos. That weird reaction that he had when he fought Edson Barbosa. I think it was a knee to the body. So that's a little different than a headshot. I saw slow motion videos online where it didn't even hit him in the face. It hit him like right here on the side of his neck. Maybe like his chin, like right here, if you can see it under my fat beard. It might maybe like graze the side of his chin and hit his neck. It didn't even hit him in the face. I am actually going to make a full breakdown video of that tomorrow sometime. Later today, technically. So that'll be up later today. If I deem it necessary, I'll look it over. But yeah. So this was ruled a no contest because he could not continue. He woke up, acting like trying to fight the ref. I think he faked it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll look into it later. Moving up the card. Oh boy, the UFC's website, really good. We have Alonzo Menifield versus Omar Sy. I got this prediction wrong. Omar Sy, I thought he was gonna grapple more. I thought he was just gonna be like shooting takedowns. Minifield was able to, I gave him the first and third round. Side was landing good strikes in the second round, able to out-grapple Minifield a little bit in the second round. But the first and the third round, Minifield was able to use the striking. And maybe it was the power of Minifield, because Minifield does have good power, that was able to keep Sai back, or C, or however the hell you say his name. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? Minifield did good. He was able to keep the feet standing, or keep the fight on the feet. I really didn't shoot for that many takedowns like I thought he was going to. So, yeah, Minifield looked pretty decent in this fight, I'm not going to lie. At 37, 38 years old. Moving up the card. It's not going to work. There, we'll do that. Oh, that looks terrible. We have Abdul Malik versus Cody Brundage. Fight ends in controversy. I don't know where to put the damn thing. Fight ends in controversy. I have somewhat of a problem with the scorecards. So the first round, I actually scored very close round. I thought it could have went either way. But being honest, I could have seen Cody Brundage. I want to get them mixed up again. Was there 3 Codys that fought on this card? Cody Brundage, I could have seen him winning the first round. I thought he landed good shots in the first round. Second round was clear for Abdul Malik. And then the third round, it's like Brundage, in his mind, thought he was down 2 rounds, which, okay, fair enough. Give Malik the first round just to be safe. And he just comes out swinging. And he landed, I didn't go back and rewatch it, but watching it live, he was landing the better of the shots in that. Like, he just went forward, swinging haymakers at him. And then what looked like a knee to the body dropped Brundage. It wasn't actually that. It was a headbutt. He got headbutted, and then Malik finished him with punches to on the ground. This fight should have been ruled. They went okay. So what they did do is went to decision, and they scored the third round, and somehow one of the judges, I think it was one, maybe even been 2, gave Abdul Malik the third round. I thought Brundage was clearly landing the better of the shot. It's just the fact that he dropped him at the end. I guarantee you, which they shouldn't have. There was like 30-something seconds in the first round. Like 35, 36 seconds, I think. You cannot give that third round, sorry. You cannot give that third round to Abdul Malik based on the illegal portion of the end of that round. To be fair, if they would have just went to the scorecards, kind of like they did in the Cejudo Yadong matchup, where they had to technically start the fourth round. They shouldn't have counted the third round. They should have just went to the scorecards for this first and second round, and Abdul Malik would have won anyway, and I would have been fine with that. They did not need to throw that third round score in there. I think it was stupid. But I guess since they were in the third round, you wouldn't do a no contest. Due to, if this was like in the first round or the second round, then they would probably have to do a no contest or a DQ win for Cody Brundage. He might get cut, he might not. I don't know. Moving on. Speaking of someone that needs cut, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Hani Barcelos. Cody Garbrandt looked like shit. He came out in the first round, looked great. Looked really good in the first round. Landed some good combinations. Good head movement, good movement in general. Comes out in the second round. Barcelos pressuring nonstop. I think he was able to get, they say, 1 takedown. For some reason, I thought he got more than 1 takedown. But Barcelos was just pressuring him nonstop, cutting him off. Garbrandt was constantly just circling and circling, even in the first round. But Barcelos was really able to use his pressure to set up his strikes and to go for the takedowns. So clear second round for Barcelos. It was clearly 1-1 going into the third round. And the third round is kind of going similar. Garbrandt did make it somewhat more competitive. But in that third round, that was where Hani Barcelos was able to get his takedown and controlled Cody Garbrandt. So, clearly Barcelos is about to win. And then I think a minute or less time left, Garbrandt gets back up and doesn't really do much. he knows he's going to lose this fight. Doesn't really do much. So, I got it 29-28 for Jaime Barcelos, winning the second and third round. Uses pressures Garbrandt, able to shoot takedowns just to get him thinking about it, to set up his strikes. He did land good strikes on Cody Garbrandt. I think Garbrandt needs to retire. I know he's like only 30. I think he's like 33 years old. He did not look good in this fight. Outside of the first round, didn't really look good. This is a setup fight for him, per se. He really needed to get a win here if he wanted to get any momentum moving forward. And he didn't do that. So, moving up the card. Pretty sure I got this prediction wrong, too. I know on Tapology I picked Andre Petroski via third round submission. I don't remember what I picked in my video. This is a shit fight. Another shit fight. There were so many shit fights on this card. On paper, this should be a great fight. I thought Petroski would be able to use his pressure and grappling, and I thought Shabazian would gas out. He didn't. It's like Petroski didn't really shoot that many takedowns in this fight as I thought he was going to. I don't know if Shabazian's length was kind of tripping him up, and it just wasn't able to feel like he could get the takedown, so he didn't shoot on them. But yeah, clear 30-27 for Edmen Shabazian. Was able to beat him all 3 rounds. I mean, there's really not much to say. Kind of like the Michael Chiesa fight. It's just like there's not much to say. Petroski is the best path to victory. Didn't follow through with it. And for Edmen Shabazian, moving up the card, the co-main event. This was a decent fight. We have Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. Got this prediction wrong as well. I think I got 5 predictions right on Tapology. First round, I gave to Miranda Maverick. She was landing good shots on Rose. I don't think she got any takedowns in the first. I don't even remember if she shot. I don't think she shot any takedowns in the first round. But she was landing good strikes on Rose Namajunas. So I gave Miranda Maverick the first round. Going to the second round, Rose comes back looking sharper in the second round. Looked like she snapped. She woke up. Landing good shots on Maverick. And I think both of got a takedown in the second round, if I remember correctly, but it wasn't a whole lot of control time like it was in the third round. Almost gets a submission, Maverick does, at the end of the second round. Had that head and arm choke, reversal, because Rose had taken her down, and she reversed it, went for a head and arm choke, wasn't able to get it. Then landed some really good ground and pound towards the last 15-20 seconds of that round. I've seen people online scoring the second round for Maverick and the first round for Namajunas. I think, although she was close on the submission, there was not much time left. She didn't get the submission. And then the little bit of ground and pound, I don't think it was enough to negate what Rose did in that round with the control time and the better damage she did on the feet. So I gave the second round to Rose. So I got it 1-1 going into the third round. And then in the third round, Rose rocks her with a left hook, I think it was. Drops her with the left hook and is able to get control time. I think momentarily Maverick worked her way up to her feet, but got taken back down. I could be wrong on that. But kind of all blends together after a while. But yeah, Maverick wasn't able to do anything in the third round. She was looking decent on the feet, but got dropped. So, but I will give her props. She didn't quit. She kept trying. She kept fighting. Even while she was on bottom, she was at least attempting to get up, unlike somebody who wasn't. But yeah, Rose Namajunas gets it done. Give her somebody up the rankings. Maverick, every time she gets a step up in competition. And I just thought that Rose was kind of on a downward trajectory, and Miranda Maverick was on an upward trajectory. So that's why I picked her. Didn't go the way this time, but we'll see what kind of matchup I can think of for her next. Moving on, main event. Got this prediction wrong too. Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley. Usman gets it done, wins 4-1 Buckley round. Buckley needs to work on his takedown defense for one, and his get-ups. His get-ups are kind of more important than his takedown defense right now. Because in the 5th round, He magically came up with takedown defense out of nowhere. Wasn't able to get taken down in the 5th round. All the other rounds, especially the 1st and 2nd round, Usman got him down. I think the 1st round he got him down, had probably at least around 4 minutes of control time. 2nd round, I think it was like at the 3-minute mark. Buckley's doing his thing on the feet. When this fight was on the feet, Buckley was winning the fight. Like in the 2nd round, those 2 minutes, I think it was ish, on the feet, Buckley was winning. Then he gets taken down and held down, and he has absolutely nothing off of his back as far as a get up goes. Nothing to offer. Didn't even really look like he attempted it. Didn't try to get his feet on the hips. Didn't try to push off. Didn't try to get like an underhook and come up. He probably should have watched the Jack and Bilal fight for some takedown defense and get up tips, but he didn't. 3rd round, same thing as the 2nd round. Exact same thing. Couple of minutes on the feet. Buckley's doing better. Buckley's winning on the feet. Then gets taken down. Didn't do enough damage on the feet to get the round scored for him. 4th round, which I'm assuming, I haven't checked the scorecards. I guess I can pull it up as I'm talking. One judge gave Buckley 2 rounds. I'm guessing he gave Buckley the 4th. Reason being, the 4th round was the round outside of the 5th. Obviously, Usman didn't get a takedown in the 5th. It took Usman the longest to get Buckley down in the 4th round. And in that 4th round, Buckley did, like I mentioned before, was doing good on the feet. See what judge gave. Yep, okay. So Mike Bell gave Buckley round 4 and 5. I could see, like, I didn't score the 4th round for Buckley, but I could see why someone might score the 4th round for Buckley, being like the damage he caused on the feet. He damaged Usman on the feet. And when Usman got the takedown, he didn't do a whole lot with it. So I could see possibly scoring that 4th round, and the takedown didn't happen until later in the round. So I could see scoring that 4th round for Buckley, although I didn't, and I think giving Usman that round is the right thing to do. 5th round, again, Buckley magically knows how to defend takedowns. Defends all the takedowns in the 5th round, and wins the 5th round with his striking. The thing that frustrated me so much, there was like maybe a minute left, and Buckley has to know he's going to lose this fight. The only way he can win this fight is if he can finish Kamaru Usman. He's obviously not going to submit him. He has to knock him out. And with about 30 to 45 seconds left, he's kind of just hopping around. I understand that it's a fight and he doesn't want to get hit or knocked out himself, but you're going to lose the fight, especially like that last 15, 20, 30 seconds of the fight. He's throwing no strikes. He needs to be, which he did at moments during the 5th round, he needs to be swarming Usman with combinations. He landed some good combinations on Usman in the 5th round. He needs to be swarming him with combinations, just relentless, just constant strikes to try and finish Usman and knock him out. Like, that's the only way you're going to win. So, I understand he didn't want to get knocked out, but I guess that wasn't a risk he was willing to take in order to try and knock Kamaru Usman out. Yeah, not much to say. Buckley needs to work on his takedown defense and his get-ups and his jiu-jitsu, because that's the biggest hole in his game. I honestly thought the reason I picked Buckley, he's been using his offensive wrestling a lot in his since he's moved down to welterweight. And I thought those improvements would help him in this fight, but they didn't. For Usman, what's next? He's saying he wants a title shot next. I don't think he deserves a title shot next. They're going to do Islam. Then after that, I think Brady deserves a title shot, especially because Bilal's not the champion anymore. I would love to see Kamaru Usman versus Bilal Muhammad next. They could do that this year, and then the winner of that fight could be in line potentially next, unless it's Bilal. He didn't get any title defenses, so I don't think he needs. I think he needs to at least get 2 wins. Usman had 5 title defenses, so let him get 2 wins, and then he could get back for a title shot. But yeah, not much else to say. What were your guys' thoughts on the main event, co-main event? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.